I'm Janet Price, divorce, co-parenting, and life transition coach. I am also the child product of a high conflict divorce in which I was caught in the middle of my parents' co-parenting relationship. And I am also a parent who was involved in a high conflict co-parenting dynamic in which my children were also caught in the middle of that co-parenting dynamic. It is for that reason that it is my passion to work with parents to help set them up for a successful co-parenting relationship so that no more children feel the pain and trauma that is associated when they are caught in the middle of their parents' co-parenting dynamic. It is my mission to end that cycle of generational trauma and pain that is involved when children are stuck in their parents' co-parenting relationship, so that children are free to love and be loved by both of their parents. In this video, this is the last video of a 4-series video called 4 Foundations for Successful Co-Parenting Relationship. And in this 4th video, I talk about the 4th pillar of those foundations. And that pillar is observing your co-parents' outward boundaries towards you. I invite you to come and listen and hear why observing your co-parents' outward boundaries towards you can really help shift your co-parenting dynamics 180 and set you up for a co-parenting relationship of success. I'm going to talk about the 4 really what I think foundational things for any parent who is divorcing or is co-parenting. And it can be, you can do it now as you're starting your divorce, or it's okay if you have been co-parenting for a while and this is just new stuff. That's okay too, because these foundations will truly, truly help you shift and rethink about that co-parenting, shared parenting relationship with your children's other parents, and help you set up an environment so that your children and your shared parenting all live happier, peaceful, more calm lives with reduced conflict. Number 1, shifting your mindset to the business partnership mindset. Number 2, what do you want, and setting your internal boundaries. Knowing that, because again, who can argue with your own boundaries? They're non-arguable. Number 3, learn and observe how in the best of times and in the worst of times while you were married, what was your couple dynamic? And finally, observing your co-parent, your children's other parent, observing what they are showing you that are their outward boundaries. Okay, so what's that mean, outward boundaries? Well, it means basically they tell you what they want you to do. That's an outward boundary. Or it comes at you as an outward boundary because you immediately feel as though you want to say no, right? You want to say no. So they're asking of you or doing something. They're trying to say something and they're placing it on you. That's an outward boundary. I'll give another example in the business relationship situation. So there's 2 ways to present it. I could be meeting with a potential business partnership relationship or a referral partner. And I could be having a conversation with them and I could say to them, oh, hey, let's find a time where we can meet. And they say, okay, great. And I say, okay, great. Well, why don't you let me know the dates you have available? And because I'm available to you whenever you're available. Okay, so what did I just do? In that situation, I've already set myself up for something in my busy schedule to not be clear. So they don't know. So they go, okay, great. Here, I'm available this day, and this day. Right? So then what happened? I look at my calendar, I'm available none of those days and times. So I say, no, I'm sorry, I don't have any availability. And now we go and we drag on the conversation because I've placed it I've given them the power in an outward boundary like manner. So here's how I do it from an internal boundary. Hey, I'd really love to meet you for coffee. I usually have Thursdays and Friday afternoon, just to let you know, more available. I'm going to give you my scheduling link that has all my availability. You'll likely find Thursdays and Fridays are more open. I hope that works for you. If it doesn't, let me know and maybe we can get on the phone and talk with our calendars open at the same time. Sure, great, thanks. The other person says, sure, great, thanks. Send me your calendar link. So no back and forth. My calendar has my boundaries of when I'm available and when I'm not. It's already set there. And so that's the difference between an outward and an inward boundary. Let's think about it from a co-parenting situation. Okay, co-parenting. So same thing, time. So basically the outward boundary for your same experience and example that I gave earlier about you preferring not to work with the person in person. So presenting an outward boundary to your co-parent would be to directly say, I can't meet you in person. It makes it very difficult for me. I get frazzled. That is outwardly telling, I cannot see you right now. You upset me. The look and feel of you makes me very upset. I'm very angry at you. That's an outward boundary. You're telling the other person what they are not going to do around you. So they're going to argue. Well, how can I tone you? They're going to immediately argue with you. What can we, even if it says, what can we do to help you get over this anger? Geez, I'm sorry that you have a problem and it's all your problem and you're angry or frazzled or upset. That's not my problem. So meet me here. Can you hear the difference? Oh my gosh, can you hear the difference in how that lands? Versus you don't say any of that to your other parent, the shared parenting co-parent. You said it yourself. They don't need to know. They don't need to know any of that stuff. They need to know only that you agree, that it's mutually agreed upon that you need to communicate regarding the benefit of the kids and the documents, you know, the switch in days, why did I lose my thought of words? The drop-off times, their health, if they're sick, their sports, whatever they need, you need to do that. Mutually agreed upon. No argument there in our business partnership. Nobody can really talk about, argue about that. And then you just place it. I've found that the way that I am most effective in communicating with you on these things with all of the information in front of me is if I email you. Rest assured, I will respond to all of your text messages within 48 hours via email communication. Thank you very much. You can't argue with that. Do you see that shift? Okay, so I just showed you the difference between the internal and the external boundary. And now I'm going to go back to what I said, my pillar number 4, the foundations. Pillar number 4 was paying attention to your child's other parent, your co-parent, shared parenting. What outward boundary are they placing or communicating to you? What is it? Notice it. And then pay attention and use that. So the last one is observing the outward boundaries that are being provided to us. And I gave the examples of that. And if we observe them without commenting back, without saying anything, and if we quietly observe what is being said, instead of arguing, think about a way of flipping the narrative and producing it and shifting it so that you can communicate in a win-win situation, honoring your internal boundaries. I hope you enjoyed listening to this 4-video series called 4 Foundations for Successful Co-Parenting Relationship. If you are struggling in your co-parenting partnership and relationship, or you're just starting out and want to make sure that you set up a successful co-parenting relationship partnership for your children, please reach out to me and schedule a complimentary strategy session today.